Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Save As Ability. It's David D'Arcangelo. We appreciate you. We're continuing to grow. So if you can help us out, like, comment, subscribe, share, and hashtag us too. That's a little bit about what's in our episode. We're going to get right to it today. This episode is a little different, and really it's a call to action in a way. And so, as a podcast producer and creator here, along with Terlonzo's our producer. Shout out to Terlonzo. But as a host, I guess, a podcast host, and, we're into podcasts and things like that. Obviously, I listen to podcasts as well. And I recognize that there's a little something missing, and that is disability issues. And we really don't hear much about it. And I got it. There's so many interesting things going on in the world and in America to talk about. And, their shows are interesting. And, some of it is, aliens and the JFK assassination, all of that types of stuff. But then more and more, it's becoming like policy issues, and you're talking about freedom of speech or, some of that then starts coming into disability, but yet I haven't really heard that talked about. So I think it's time. So we're calling this episode #Tag the Titans. And I'm making appeals here to Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Jordan Peterson, and all of those types of national podcast figures. So if you're a listener right now or a viewer and you consume that content from some of these larger podcast, we're going to ask you to get involved here. It's time we talk. It's time we talk about disability issues that we've been doing here for, what is this, our 83rd or 84th episode, whatever it is. So if you're listening to Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Jordan Peterson, and all those large profile, this message is for you. And it's not a pitch. It's really an appeal for people with disabilities. So you may be saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, who's this guy? You know me. I mean, why does it matter? I'm at Disability Guy on YouTube, right? But it's David D'Arcangelo, former elected official. I've been appointed by mayors and governors and the president. And, I've got a disability. My daughter's got a disability. I'm her guardian. I'm the only person with a disability to reach a statewide ballot in Massachusetts. I'm a certified disability-owned business enterprise. Served on National Council on Disability, National Industries of the Blind. I mean, so my point is, disability is a big part of me, and that's what we talk about here at Save As Ability. And some of the things we've talked about, again, why aren't these on a larger conversation? That's what we're trying to do. So I don't represent anybody other than myself. I represent the future for people with disabilities that is bright and it's improving, but we need your help. We need to talk about these things because there's a lot new that we've got to solve for. But what is missing? Really, America's disability system, if you can even call it that, because it's so fragmented, it's so outdated. But depending upon how you want to define and measure disability, we're talking somewhere between 1 in 8 or 1 in 4 of all Americans as a person with a disability. This isn't some niche topic, okay, is the point. And when you then start scratching the surface and seeing some of the data and some of the really troubling trends that there are, or, histories of these things, like think of the employment. We talk about that all the time, right? Approximately 2/3, I think now it's around 61% of all working age adults with disabilities are not in the labor force. Forget about being unemployed. If you are unemployed, at least you are in the labor force. 60% are not even in the labor force. And then when you go to, and that's compared with, I think there's 30% or 31% of people without disabilities. That's the case. So it's less than half. And then the same thing is true for the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate for working age people with disabilities is somewhere 9%. And for people without disabilities, it's less than 4%. So these are major challenges here for millions of Americans, and we're failing them by not talking about it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about AI automation that's going to be taking more jobs away from people with disabilities, or, the healthcare challenges, or the education challenges, or, all of these issues that we've talked about throughout our 80-something episodes. Any one of them could make a good episode, but the point is we've got to make this larger and start talking about it. So to me, the disability is a test case for American values. And there's been so much change that we've undergone since COVID, and it's this new normal that we're in now. And I just don't want people with disabilities left behind. I want to make sure we're advocating and giving them access and giving us access to opportunities. So that's what we're talking about here. So again, podcasting titans out there and all of our listeners and subscribers, we're calling on you. And again, Joe Rogan. Joe, you do a great job of giving voice to people outside of the mainstream. This is a perfect example of how you can build value for people with disabilities. Tucker Carlson, you have no problem questioning power. We like that about you. And there's a lot of that intersecting here that we could talk about. And there's so much in public policy that resonates, that you'll be able to resonate with, that I think can benefit people with disabilities. And Dr. Peterson, Jordan Peterson, I mean, you defend individual dignity better than anybody, and you have a profound understanding of the human condition, which shapes every person, and particularly people with disabilities and the manner with which it manifests within them. So you all shape minds on a daily, weekly, monthly basis here in America. So I'm asking, let's bring the conversation out for people with disabilities. Let's reshape the dialogue for, again, depending upon how you measure it, 40 to 60 million Americans. This isn't some, minor audience here. And this isn't about me, by the way. It's about us together. This is about raising the dialogue for all Americans. Because it's not only the person with the disability, but it's the person with the disability solar system, their friends, their family. Who here doesn't know somebody with a disability? Of course, everybody does. It's part of our human condition. It's part of the American experience. So here at Save Visibility, we're trying to do our part. So the call to action is hashtag tag the Titans. So take to social media, X, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms, hashtag tag the Titans. We'll put that in the description. If you believe that disability issues should be talked about more by these large podcasting titans, and not just the three we've mentioned, but other shows as well, I'm volunteering. I'm making myself available. Let's talk about, go look at our 80 episodes. You'll see that we're talking about good things here. We're trying to get disability messages out to a larger audience that they deserve. Okay. So again, tag at Joe Rogan, at Tucker Carlson, at Jordan Peterson. Use the hashtag tag the Titans and Save Visibility. And so we can't wait for anybody else to take action. We're trying to do our part here at Save Visibility. We believe in people with disabilities and providing access to opportunities to have independence and self-determination. Let's try it, folks. Come on, we can pull together here for our people with disabilities. I think these are good people. I don't know them personally, but from what they present, I think they want to talk about issues that matter to Americans. So if we let them know that, I think we can talk to them about it. So that's it. It's David D'Arcangelo, Save Visibility. Not asking for airtime. We're calling for better representation of people with disabilities in these discussions. David D'Arcangelo, another episode of Save Visibility, and I hope you have a great day.
For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.